Welcome, folks, and welcome to Premier League Review, where we dissect the major matches over the weekend. And of course, this is brought to you by GigaWin. Just go to www.gigawin.io and play. It's a crypto winning dollars and convert to naira and make cool money. Yes, and this is so we're talking about the Premier League this time around. The Premier League is hot this time around. Teams are going down like they are looking forward, and teams are staying up and they are not letting it go. Talking about Liverpool. So we have 4 games to dissect today. Talking about games this weekend, and don't forget we have the biggest one today. Talking about the London Derby. Arsenal going all the way to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Defeated the Noah FC 8-0 in the Europa Conference League. Let's start from Brighton against Man City. Man City are in a very bad place now. They conceded 4 goals against Sporting. The new guy, talking about Ruben Amorim for Manchester United, and they've not won in how many games now? 3 losses consecutively, and they are suffering injuries. Let me start from Brighton, talking about the injury news from that game. Joao Pedro is out. Dong and Mittel will go through late fitness to see if they can face Man City in that one. From Manchester City, I think this is the first time they're having loads of injuries to their key players. Diaz is out, Stone is out, Oscar Bob is out, and Jack Grealish is out of this encounter with Brighton. But good news from their camp is that KDB has returned. He played a few minutes against Sporting CP, which of course they lost 4-1 in the Champions League, and it looks like maybe it's a good addition with, of course, Gundogan and Foden. They can come back to winning ways. But they are facing a Brighton side who are very good at home. They have an unbeaten run at home, and they are also struggling. They've not won, in their last 3 games, and for Man City, it's no longer news. They've lost consecutively for the 3 games consecutively, and looking like they are going down. When it comes to form and when it comes to position on the league. So it's going to be a dicey. It could be 8th versus 6th. 8th versus 2nd in the title race, and not 8th. How much it could be 8th now? So Brighton is on 8th, and this is a big one. If they're going to end the unbeaten record of Brighton at home and return to winning was. But tough task for them because Haaland is not firing, missed the penalty against Sporting, and looks like he's out of sorts lately. Let's move away from that and talk about Liverpool against Aston Villa. Nobody expected that Liverpool will start the season like this. New manager, even if it's the new manager bounce, they've continued to bounce, and they are now top of the table in the EPL and top of the table in the Champions League. So it's a dream come true when it comes to the start of the season for slots, and they are facing against Aston Villa, who lost their first game against in the Champions League against Club Brugge, and it looked like that was maybe stopped their momentum, or a dash into their confidence going into this encounter. For Liverpool, talking about injury news, Alisson is still out, Elliott is still out, Jota is still out, and of course the man from Juventus, Chiesa, is still out of this encounter. For Aston Villa, they have 2 major injury news, Ross Barkley out and Matty Cash out of this encounter. So for Liverpool, they are firing, they are playing well, they are defending well, and it looks like it's a bad time for Aston Villa to go to Liverpool. But they can take respite from what Nottingham Forest did at Anfield. But this is going to be a big match between 1st position and, of course, 6th position Aston Villa. Let's move away from that and talk about the guys who have an interim manager, and their manager defeated Man City in the Champions League. Talking about Manchester United against Leicester City. 13th against 15th. So we are going to open to page 2 to see their league position because we have 13th and 15th. So this is the last game in the series for Van Nistelrooy as an interim coach. He's going to step down after the international break, where Ruben Amorim will come into the play and of course be the new coach of Manchester United. Manchester United are not new to Leicester City. Remember, they played in the Carabao Cup and they smacked them 5-2, and that was the first game after Erik ten Hag left the club, and they scored 5 against Leicester City. So they are playing them again in the league. Let's see how that one pans out. Remember, they won their first European game after 1 year against PAOK at the Old Trafford, and it looks like Van Nistelrooy is going to leave that post on the high and leave the confidence of the players high for the new manager that is coming in. Let's talk about the news. Hamad could be out. He will face a late fitness test. He scored 2 goals against PAOK, over the week. Shaw is out. Malaysia is still out. Kobe Mino is still out. And of course, we have Maguire and Lenny Yoro, which of course are out of this encounter. And lastly, from our Premier League review, brought to you by GigaWin, we have the biggest one this weekend across Europe. Nobody feel they talk anything. This is the biggest fixture this weekend, talking about Chelsea against Arsenal, the London derby, 4th against 5th. But Chelsea, they are firing the 2 teams. They have, the funny thing about Chelsea, they have 2 starting 11. And the one that played against Noah FC in the Europa Conference League, maybe 2 or 3 will play the full game against Arsenal. And of course, they defeated, Noah FC 8-0. It ended in that one. You have Felix scoring in a brace, Nkunku scoring a brace, Modric scoring a massive goal. And for Arsenal, they're in a bad place. Bad place internally and on the pitch. Internally, they lost their sporting director, Edu, who resigned or who left the club and moved to another challenge. And on the pitch, they've not won in 3 games, 1 point from 3 games, and they lost their first game in the Champions League against Inter Milan. And it's looking like it's all gloom for them. But good news that their creative box is back. He played some minutes against Inter Milan, talking about Martin Odegaard, so they can find a way to start creating chances and start getting goals. But the sad one for them is that Havertz, Rice, and of course Merino could be out. They are doubtful, and they will face a fitness test. For Chelsea, Kopama is doubtful. Maybe he will come back, we don't know. But of course, Sancho will be assessed as well. One man that is guaranteed that is not going to play this game is Tenny, who is ineligible to play this game because he came on loan from Chelsea. Those are the games we are reviewing for you today. We are previewing for you today ahead of the weekend. Talking about the Premier League preview brought to you by GigaWin. And of course, we are Brighton against Man City, Liverpool against Aston Villa, Man United against Liverpool, the last game for the interim manager Van Nistelrooy. And we have the London derby, Chelsea against Arsenal. Follow us across our social media platform, very straightforward. On Twitter, just go to Puja Media. All the news are there for you. And of course, follow us on our YouTube page, subscribe to Puja Dissect. Like you guys know, my name is Suleiman Adeba of Football Fans Call me Puja. Like I always say, they had risks. Yeah, they expected it. So may our ticket be green. Bye for now.